News 3 is taking action for your health this morning. Many pregnant women have expressed concern over the safety of taking the COVID-19 vaccine. So I took those questions to an infectious disease expert at the University of Virginia to see if it's safe for pregnant women to get vaccinated.
There's no reason to think that any of the three vaccines are not safe to use in pregnancy. And in fact, all the leading organizations have said that it should be an individual decision on the part of the woman who's thinking about getting pregnant or is pregnant about whether to get vaccinated or not. And what should kind of factor into that decision is what is your risk of contracting COVID-19? If you're at risk for it, the reason to be vaccinated is that pregnancy itself increases your risk of a bad outcome about threefold or so. So you're 3 times more likely to end up in an intensive care unit if you're pregnant when you get COVID-19. It's still only about 1 out of 100 pregnant women with COVID that ever ends up ill enough to need an ICU. So it's still rare, but it's more common if you're pregnant than if not.
Is there any documentation that any of the vaccines available in the U.S. can cause miscarriages?
There weren't a lot of pregnant women in the vaccine studies, although there were 23 women that were in the Pfizer study who became pregnant while they were being vaccinated, and all of them did fine. There's been 30,000 pregnant women now who have chosen to receive the vaccine, and when you compare the rate of miscarriage for the women that have been vaccinated versus the expected rate, it's no different. So there's actually, for 30,000 women now, no evidence of any adverse outcomes from the vaccine.
Would the babies develop antibodies from the mom receiving the vaccine? How does that go?
Yes, Jessica. And so the baby is probably going to have some degree of immunity from the mom being vaccinated. And that happens 2 different ways. Number one, the antibodies that are made in the mother's bloodstream actually pass through the placenta into the baby. And so the baby receives those antibodies. And then also the breast milk from the mother who's vaccinated has IgA antibodies, a different kind of antibody also against the COVID virus. And so by nursing the baby, you're also providing protection.